Welcome back to another episode of Handsome Guys Talk Hoops. Episode edition, same thing. I slept over my words. Thank you for joining us. If you're here from the How About Them Celtics podcast, welcome in. If you're here because you found us on YouTube, welcome as well. Maybe subscribe to the channel. We'd appreciate it. We're called How About Them Celtics, but we do NBA reaction videos too, which is why it's called Handsome Guys Talk Hoops. And today, Bradley Beal has been in the news, as it feels like he kind of has been for the past few years, but it feels more real now than ever, the Bradley Beal trades. It feels like we could get a deal coming this summer. And so we're going to react to 5 realistic trade packages for Washington Wizards guard Bradley Beal, which was an article written by Andy Bailey of Bleacher Report. And I'll throw that up here right now. We're going to go through, give our thoughts on all 5 of these. Let's take a look, shall we?
Nobody more exciting than Bradley Beal.
Say I'm not a big Bradley Beal guy.
He's whatever.
Not a big. He's fine. All right, first trade here. Miami maximizes Jimmy's title window. Tyler Hero, Kyle Lowry, and a first-round pick for Bradley Beal and Monte Morris. Wow, that's where the value's at. Am I crazy? That doesn't seem like too much for Bradley Beal?
Well, Hero's like promising. That's the real piece. Lowry's the salary match, and that 2027 first might end up being pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Also, something I think Windhorse put this out. I don't know if we talked about this yet. Not only can Beal choose where he wants to go, he can choose what the trade is. So, like, if he says, no, I want to play with Lowry, he can say, no, I don't want that. Like, that's a crazy amount of power for him to have. Personally, I think the Wizards could probably squeeze, like, Hero, Duncan Robinson, and a first and a swap. Like, I think they could get something like that, or maybe even, like, Nikola Jovic. But I don't know, man. That's not a lot of value, I guess. I feel like the Wizards can get more than that regardless, because if I'm the Wizards, as much as Beal has a no-trade clause, I'm saying, okay, fine, we'll keep you, and we'll bench you, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, and as much as you don't want to treat Beal like that because he's been so good to your organization, like, I wouldn't mess around and take less than what you think you deserve. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy.
He would have to play some real hardball and be like, it doesn't seem like he's going to be hostile. It seems like they're going to be like respectable towards each other.
Yeah,
a respectful nod as they work to find a trade. The report was that they were going to work together. It doesn't seem like it's going to be a sabotage type deal.
Yes, yeah, they'll be civil, I think. All right, next trade, shall we? Philadelphia, who has since been reportedly not interested in this. However, for Tobias Harris and a first-round pick, I mean, hey. Hey,
if I am Washington, unless you have nothing else and he's forcing his way to Philly, you laugh.
Yeah, this is not good, I don't think. I mean,
that's terrible.
The only upside is that 29 pick could end up being pretty good, right? Because by 2029,
that's true.
Embiid's going to be 35. Beal's probably going to be out the league. Maxey will be there, but like, what's the team going to look like? I'm curious to see what Andy Bailey says here.
Do you think that Embiid plays to 35?
Maybe not. No.
Yeah.
It's iffy. I don't think he's as effective either. For Washington, this would strictly be a money-saving move. Assuming he picks up his player option, Beal is under contract through 27. Harris will make $39 million next year, but then he's off. That makes sense. It would clear their books, which is very, very nice for the Wizards. Like, say they would rather, say they don't believe in like a Tyler Hero or an Anthony Simons. Doing something like this would be like, all right, we're just going to completely start fresh with only guys we want, which maybe the new GM would like to do. So I guess I can kind of understand it from that perspective, but I don't know. That seems like a very weak package in my opinion.
I agree. That is probably going to be the worst one.
Yeah. Well, just wait. Wait until Jaylen Brown and Danilo Gallinari for Beal in 2027 first. Thoughts?
Well, at least you get a pick. By then, Washington would probably be good.
Will they? 3 years from now? 3 years.
If they get Brown for Beal, then they're really not rebuilding.
I guess.
They're just trying to stay afloat, and it's probably going to go about the same as it has been with Beal. Adding Beal to the Celtics doesn't help the Celtics, I don't think. I don't think this is a worth it trade for the Celtics. I don't think he is a worthy Brown replacement. It just doesn't make sense.
I wouldn't trade Beal for Brown, or Brown for Beal. I wouldn't do it. But if your concern is, I think Brown's biggest weakness is his playmaking, and ball handling, and I think Beal is like good in those areas. I mean, you obviously lose out on the size, on the defense, on the scoring, right now at least. So like, again, the strength weaknesses still favor Brown, but I can understand it from the perspective of if you really think Brown's ball handling and playmaking is hurting this offense, which I really do think he needs to work on this summer. Like, I kind of get it. It would also, this is also not the point of the deal. It'd also be very shitty, I think, to trade Gallinari.
Yeah, I don't think you can trade Gallinari.
He just picked up his player option as we're recording this.
Yes,
like
he did.
Hours ago, which good for him.
Celtics are officially back.
Yeah, we're back, baby. Yeah, I'm out on this deal. I will say though, I saw something, and we're gonna react to this another day. But I saw something. It was, oh, I gotta go find it quick, Sam, because I think you're gonna like it. The Celtics might not be in on Beal, but would you be in on Porzingis?
Maybe. It depends on the price. Well, I don't think you're at the point where you can gut the team.
This is the trade here. Say they try to trade off Porzingis. What's his real value? Could you get him for a sign-and trade for Grant, Malcolm Brogdon, and a first or two?
I'd probably do that.
Hey, I'm a big Grant guy, and that sounds pretty great to me.
Yeah.
Right? You, excuse me. You can roll out Kristaps Porzingis, Robert Williams, the Jays, and Marcus Smart with Derek White, Al Horford off the bench. Hey, that sounds pretty good. That kind of solves your Al Horford thing. I said it on the last podcast. But as far as a Beal trade, this is
sending Grant to the slaughterhouse. I love it. Grant, by the way, was name dropped, I think twice, by
Pacers,
both Brian Robb and KOC.
Pacers,
who reported
right?
today, Thursday, that the Celtics are very aggressive right now, trying to explore trades before the draft. 2, looking to move a guard or Grant Williams.
Mm-hmm. Well,
and
there you go.
Maybe the draft pick.
There you go. We shall see. Next one, the last one. Beal to the Big Apple. RJ Barrett, Evan Fournier, and a 24 first for Bradley Beal. I feel like you could sneak a little bit more out of the Knicks. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm higher on Beal than Andy Bailey is. And maybe that's my own problem. I feel like you should be able to get like RJ, and I'm not saying a lot more, but like ask for Obi Toppin too. Do you know what I'm saying? Like one more little like snippet, even Miles McBride. But I think this and the Heat trades are probably my favorites if I'm Washington, outside of Jalen. But even Jalen, like, I still might rather have this because you're not tied up to that long-term money and you can just completely hit the reset button, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you're getting a young player, you're getting a draft pick. The Fournier thing being thrown in is like, I get it. If you're rebuilding, you're going to take on a bad contract as part of the deal. You
have to for salary.
But I feel like you should get a little bit more as part of that.
Like Obi Toppin, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I think if you throw an Obi Toppin in there, it's fine. Or even like Miles McBride or Jericho Sims or another first-round pick at least. Like the Knicks can add so many firsts to a package. Like they should just add 2 firsts at the very least to outbid the Heat, right? Like they have the ability to do that. I think the Heat and the Knicks are the 2 teams Bradley Beal could go to and make them like serious threats in the East, if that makes sense, right? Because
he Beal on his own has had his eyes on Miami, per Fred Katz of The Athletic.
I will say, Miami, because of the defense and the coaching, and the same sort of for New York, they've got a good coach in Tibbs, and they've got some good defenders in there. And it feels like both of those teams, there are very few teams in the league missing their like alpha scorer. And I think both of those teams could have somebody come in and everybody else on the roster would sort of be fine. I think it would be a little bit more clunky with the Knicks because Julius Randle is so ball dominant. But Miami, like Jimmy Butler's not going to demand the ball until the postseason. And at that point, like that's who you want the ball in his hands anyways. Bam Adebayo's not going to demand the ball. Jalen Brunson's a playmaker, right? He can play off the ball. Even Julius Randle, like as much as we clown on him, like realistically,
be careful.
He was better this year than last year because he didn't have to have the ball in his hands all the time. So theoretically, if you take the ball out of his hands even more and have another guy who can
take the ball out of his hands.
And then have another guy who can play make for him, he'd probably be a bit more efficient, right? And so I think
the less he's trying to dribble is better.
Exactly. And so I think those 2 spots are where it could go. Like I think if Beal goes to either of those teams, they're immediately a top 4 team in the East. And with the others being probably Milwaukee, Boston, and then a question mark based on what happens with Philly. But I think Beal going to those two teams probably makes the most sense, and they can also offer two of the better trade packages for him with RJ Barrett and Tyler Hero as the lead guys. Who would you rather have if you're Washington?
Oh, that's a tough question.
Not
probably
packages,
Hero, just because he's got more experience. He's played in the finals. He's played deep in the he didn't play in either of the conference finals that they were in against the Celtics the last 2 years. Oh, he was in and out of 22, I guess.
I don't know. I think RJ Barrett's defense is better, and I also don't necessarily think he's gotten. I'm not saying he's amazing. I think obviously Hero's the better offensive player, but if you give. I go back to the point I always make, like Lauri Markkanen. It took him a minute because he didn't get the right touches there, and now he got it, right? You look at all these people who thrive in a secondary situation. Markelle Fultz, obviously injuries made it, but he's thriving in Orlando. You put RJ Barrett in a system, in a situation that's built around him, that's allowing him to play his game. Maybe he can be the star everyone wanted to be. I'm not saying he's going to be elite, but I still do see our all-star potential in RJ Barrett. Maybe that's just me being.
Well, he is a wing, and that is probably the most sought-after position.
And he's a good defender, which is huge. You need that.
He just needs all the fans to try and convince him he's a good player.
Well, maybe he needs less of the pressure.
Don't I just sound great?
I don't know. Well, sickness going around here. But yeah, there's the Beal trade packages. I'd probably lean the Knicks one just because you could get the picks too. And that'd probably be big for them. But we shall see. It'll be interesting at the very least. Would you trade Zion for Beal?
No.
I just know you're out on Zion, so listen. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate it. I'll let Sam take us home.
Yeah. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're almost at 500. Maybe we will be by this point. Who knows? This is coming out Saturday. Make sure you leave a like. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our daily videos for the summer. And leave a comment. We like the comments. On top of that, follow the pod. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, How About Them C's, and Facebook is just the name of the pod. We uploaded a short on Thursday. I thought it was funny. You can follow Jack at JackSimoneNBA on Twitter. You can follow me at Sam LaFrance NBA. That's it for us. Bye.